All right, time for a little Jordan Westburg breakdown here, okay? So those that watched him last year, Jordan Westburg played in 68 games, had 228 plate appearances, and had 56 strikeouts over that span in the big leagues. And also, we will mention that Jordan was not playing every day and getting those everyday at-bats, which is hard for a player. Any hitter will tell you, and if they tell you it's easy, they're lying to you. But Jordan Westburg, why I think he can have such a big 2024, I'll explain here, and I'll also tell you why Jordan has so many qualities that he can even get better at with the skill set he already has. But let's start with some positives right now. This is facing Sears out in Oakland, and Jordan Westburg has a lot of pop. And look how hard this ball comes off the bat here. It's a slider that we're going to see thrown, and Jordan doesn't miss it. And that ball barely, and I mean barely, stays in the ballpark right off the top of the wall. Jordan Westburg has a nice little double right there. So that's first things first. He can hit hanging sliders and hit them with authority. This one, though, I want to talk about it real quickly because, yes, all-speed pitches are going to be easier to pull. But how about this? You're going to see a 98-mile-an-hour fastball run in on Jordan Westburg's hands here. And what's Westy do? He just absolutely smacks that down the third base line right there. So when you see that right there, two different circumstances, right? Two different circumstances where Jordan Westburg is able to do damage on the inside part. And actually, a lot of his extra base hits were to the pull side last year, and rightfully so. A lot of guys like to pull the baseball. Right here's another example. Tristan McKenzie, ball's running in on Jordan Westburg, and he just smacks it right down the line, middle in pitch, and everything is in motion for the Baltimore Orioles, okay? Now back to another situation, what he can do because he hits the ball so hard. This is going to be a hanging slider against the Yankees here. Ball's going to go to left, and you're going to see the left fielder is going to have no idea what to do, okay? So when you're watching this and you're going, wait a minute, brutal. Everyone wants to make fun of the Yankees in Baltimore. I get it. But in this case, when you hit a ball on the line like Jordan does and how hard he hits it, you stand there in the outfield and go, wait a minute, do I have to go in to get the baseball? Is it going to go over my head? Is it right at me? And you already have three thoughts in your head and you're spinning. Jordan hits that ball so hard that it looks like it's going to go right at the outfielder. And then the ball just keeps backspinning, and goes right over his head. And I believe when I looked at that metric, that ball was hit over 105 miles an hour for Jordan Westburg. So here's a lot of good positives, right? A lot of good positives. But I want to talk a little bit now about some of the negatives, which probably got Jordan in some trouble at times. I'm going to show you why I think Jordan Westburg staying up the middle, his approach is usually the best because he has so much power to the middle and to right center, but he doesn't always use it. So here's going to be an example. You're going to have a pitch here away, and instead of Jordan trying to maybe drive the ball up the middle or go the other way, he gets around it a little bit, and he's going to roll this over to the shortstop, right? It happens, okay? Here's another example. Patrick Corbin, 2-1 count, hitters count, and Corbin's going to have a little sink to his ball here, but Jordan, instead of trying to maybe go with the ball to another one of his strengths, he tries to pull this baseball and ends up rolling over on it right there, pitches on the black. C.J. Abrams, easy play, makes the out, okay? Yu Darvish, this is actually a very good swing. It's going to be a fastball, middle away, 95 miles an hour, all right? And Jordan just misses it. But again, very hittable pitch that he can drive. And pop up, Bogart's going to make the play, and there it is. Now, this is what I love to see. And actually, Jordan had a lot of these types of moments last year. And this is why I'm really encouraged that Jordan Westburg is just scratching the surface because he did have a successful rookie season given the opportunity that he had. But here, this is actually going to be a line out by Jordan. But watch the swing, watch where the location is, and watch where the ball goes. All right? Bieber throws. Westburg, as you saw where that ball was on the plate, Westy went with it right back up the middle, and he smoked this thing, okay? But obviously, it's not going to leave the yard. It's going to go down as an out, but it's a great swing nonetheless. But here's what I'm talking about, that power to center field that Jordan Westburg has, and that's the hardest part to go deep, right? Right up the middle, furthest part of the ballpark. How about this? Hanging slider, you're going to see Westburg doesn't miss it. And that ball is smoked, and you got to have the pop to do that. Jordan has the pop to do that. And then how about this? You don't believe me? Another moment here. He sends this one to the moon against the Mets. We're going to see a fastball right over the middle of the plate. Jordan Westburg doesn't miss it, 96, and he just trusts himself. And that's what I like to see with Jordan. That's when I think he's at his best. And you saw that. That ball went absolutely flying at Camden Yards against the Mets. Okay, here's another example of him staying through the baseball. You're going to see a slider away here And this seems effortless to me. And this is why when you're a guy like Jordan who's able to have good bat control, be able to wait back and drive breaking balls, you can hit the ball to all parts of the field, which I think if he does more of that this year, we're going to see a Jordan Westburg that's going to have more extra base hits and more opportunities, and also his home run count is going to go up. But watch this real quickly. Slider is going to be right middle away. And instead of trying to pull that ball, Jordan goes with it, and watch where this ball takes off. That ball is crushed, but that's the example of what Jordan Westburg can do. And again, I'm not out here saying that everyone's got to use the whole part of the field. I do think a lot of the best hitters in baseball use the whole field, because if you have the power and you have the ability to hit the ball anywhere, wherever it's pitched, it's only going to make you more dangerous as a hitter, right? That just makes sense. I hope that makes sense, okay? Framber Valdez, one of the best pitchers in the game, left-hander for the Houston Astros. Watch this pitch. It's actually going to be a little bit more middle, but Westy is all over it. He stays on it, and he's going to smoke this ball to right center or right for a ground rule double. And again, that's just the power. And he's making it look easy, but it's not that easy to drive the ball with authority. And that's what I think Jordan will do more of this year. He does better, like I said, when it is up the middle and to right center. Of course, he can pull the baseball, but you're seeing examples. How about this? Slider away here we're going to see. And what's Jordan do? He's going to wait back, and look at that. That's right on the black. That's a perfect pitcher's pitch as far as location. It probably could have been either a little bit lower. That's probably what he's hoping for. But Westy stays on it. Ball gets smoked or hit in the right spot. Not his actually smoked like I thought it was, but Westy has another double. He's using the whole parts of the field, and he's fast. You're actually going to see the other part of Jordan's game here. Westy can run. He can run more than people give him credit for. And watch this. This is actually a really solid pitch. I think so, at least. Slider down and away, and Westy shoots it right down the line. Great piece of hitting. And then this is the speed factor right here. He has that ability to extend singles into doubles. It's impressive to watch. Now, this Phillies series, I think, is where we saw the most success for Jordan going away or pitches away. Especially, he did face a lot of lefties. We saw that Westy was in the lineup for a lot of lefties, especially towards the end of the season. But Westy right here, he's going to get a pitch away. Well, actually, I was wrong. And this is actually maybe proving my point even more right, is that even with this pitch down the middle, especially for lefties, you're going to have the sensation that you want to constantly pull off just a hair. But that's where you have to fight it. If he can stay on the ball longer, just a hair longer, he can do so much more damage. And watch where this ball goes. Yep. That's a home run down the line. And that's the beauty of Jordan Westburg. Everyone was wondering, where is all that power from the minors that we saw? It's there. It's right there. And I think the more he does that and the more he gets at bats, we're going to see more of that in 2024. I think the last one I have to show for you, again, we're going to see this pitch away. Jordan Westburg smoked. And again, he is within inches, feet of another home run. You saw that Oakland A's one earlier where he hit the top of the wall. So if those go over, we're talking about Jordan Westburg having 5 or 6 home runs, and you're seeing a little bit more production, but it's all right there. He has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark at any time, and he can drive it with authority. And that's something that if we're going to look at this for this season, Jordan Westburg's a guy that needs to be talked about more. He's not going to get the accolades or attention that a Gunnar Henderson or Adley Rutschman's going to get, but Jordan Westburg could very well be a key to this lineup that can really set them over the top. And there's already a lot of talented players, but I don't think people understand just how good of a bat that he has. And I think just like every rookie, you take a little bit of time to understand yourself, and then you continue to build off of it. Jordan Westburg is poised for a really, really good year, and I'm not going to be surprised if we see him close to leading the team in home runs actually in 2024. Hey, if you guys like this video, hit that like and subscribe. Got more breakdowns, and let me know who you want to see next.